CPEC, is China officially out now? Well, according to indications, that's exactly what seems to be happening. China seems to have washed its hands off of CPEC, and it is believed that Pakistan has applied to the ADB for a loan of up to $2 billion. The numbers that I'm hearing from ADB is that they may give a few million, not the 2 billion or 2,000 million that Pakistan is seeking. So what happened? What led up to this? What is the whole plan? Where does Pakistan go from here? All this and more in this small short clip, and a small request to all of you to please like this video, and if you have not already subscribed to our channel, please do subscribe to our channel. Here we go.
I like the treatment here. It's very relaxing and being with the nature.
The most powerful facet that I've experienced here is the power of human touch.
What happened? China has bowed out, and now Pakistan is seeking funds from the Asian Development Bank. When did this happen? Well, this is something that is an outcome of the SCO summit. Looks like you saw Shahbaz Sharif at least trailing behind Xi Jinping in that episode where they were showing the Victory Day celebrations, but one did not see Asim Munir there. As a matter of fact, there are other stories about Asim Munir. I'll come to that in just a moment. First, Pakistan is now, looks like, experiencing warmer relations with Washington DC, which means China is getting increasingly pissed off. Now I think China has said, okay, enough is enough. We're going to cut our losses and we are done with you. That's what it looks like. Although sometimes what happens in geopolitics is you can never write off, you can never say the final word. Something else will happen that might make China to come back to Pakistan or summon them back and saying, okay, you are now in our good books again. Things like this have happened in the past, and we'll have to see it when it happens. Why did China start disengaging from Pakistan projects? Well, first thing is that they could not guarantee, that is Pakistan, could not guarantee the safety of Chinese engineers and construction workers. You saw so many people getting killed, selected and being killed either by the BLA or the TTP or somebody else. It doesn't matter. The thing about it is that Balochistan has spoken clearly, and they said, we don't want any foreigners trying to rape our resources. This has been very clearly mentioned, and now the same stuff that Reko-Diq, that was peddled around by the Pakistanis to Canada's barracks and so on, now suddenly America seems to have become a competitor there, somebody who's interested in buying it. What is it that China can not do that America can to try and extract these resources? At the end of the day, you have to have reliable rail lines. These are all some of the things that Pakistan has promised US. That's where this loan comes in. And Asian Development Bank is not something that is controlled with the money of United States. So I'm curious to know how that part is going to play out. So in this latest trip, Shahbaz Sharif signed MOUs, memorandums of understanding, close to $8.5 billion with China, but this is not something that is going to help him in his infrastructural push of CPEC and Main Line 1. What are these two? I'm going to come to them in just one moment, but Sharif admitted as much that there are security risks that we are going to take care of, and this has been happening for a long time. I don't think the Pakistan army is in any mood to fight. Depending on who you talk to, some are saying that much of the arms and armaments of Pakistan have been already sold to Ukraine at the behest of United States. And if that is the case, then these people don't even have guns or rifles and ammunitions, bullets to fight. So this is a sorry situation that Pakistan finds itself in today. I have a feeling that anybody can just walk in and occupy considerable portions of Pakistan if they want to. But the problem is this place has been so under repair for so long that you really have a hopeless case here. Unless people say that is enough, we don't want to deal with this junta, that military complex that seems to run about 200,000 people, all of whom are the ones who completely control the wealth of Pakistan, and also it is believed that 99% of them have dual citizenships, whether it is Malta or UK or US or Canada. Many all these countries support dual citizenship. So these people have all obtained second citizenship. In fact, it is believed that 𝗏𝗡𝗻 Munir is one of the wives, because there are many versions of wives being shown of 𝗏𝗡𝗻 Munir. One of the wives just got her citizenship along with 3 children by the United States. And how United States deals out these citizenships, especially to a terrorist, one can only imagine. So be that as it may, let's set that thing aside, because Grok and some other AI tools are saying this is not verified, this might not be true. So let's wait for a few days, the dust will settle and we'll know whether it is true or not. And if that is the case, then 𝗏𝗡𝗻 Munir is already building his future somewhere else. Just like Bajwa is believed to be somewhere else, and Pervez Musharraf was, I think, in the United States. He was also seen in Dubai. And you have Raheel Sharif, who was, I think, in Saudi Arabia, I think. So each one goes and picks one country in the West and then, invests big, puts all their ill-gotten money there, invests in palaces, dashas, and starts living a royal life. Probably the same kind of life that they are used to they were used to in Pakistan. Now, Sharif has announced unilaterally the launch of CPEC 2.0, and this is supposed to be something that he is going to raise funds from, you guessed it, Asian Development Bank. Now, what is CPEC? CPEC is the link between China's Xinjiang region all the way up to Gwadar port. So here is the line. You can see Kashgar in China, Karakoram highway, all the way into POK. It comes into Pakistan in Gilgit area, and then it comes down, and you can see that the map runs very, very close to the Indian border in many places. And the reason for that is very simple. That's where much of Pakistan's population lives. In fact, I think Sialkot it touches, and Sialkot is a mere 3 kilometers or so from the Indian border. So you get the idea. It's that close. It's that close there. Be that as it may, what is this going to accomplish? Do you think that Asian Development Bank is going to give them the money? I don't know. I think these people are, daydreaming. They wanted originally $60 billion. I think China spent maybe $6 billion or so, and then they said enough is enough. And they've not only withdrawn from CPEC, this is the mainline 1 railway project that starts from Peshawar and goes all the way up to Karachi. And this was also one of the centerpieces of the CPEC initiative. That one also is up in the air. 1800 kilometers connecting Peshawar with Karachi. That's all they have. 1 4-lane highway that connects Islamabad to Karachi, and it goes through probably Lahore. And I don't know if it goes through Rawalpindi also. That's all they have, nothing else. I mean, this is a pathetic country. Now, $2 billion loan is what Pakistan seeks from Asian Development Bank. And like I said before, they are willing to give them 50 million or something like that. It's a big, big distance, big gulf there. And ADB is probably going to attach a lot of conditions. We'll have to wait and see how that plays out. But is there any hope for the people of Pakistan? Well, like I said, 𝗏𝗏𝗻 Munir is already believed to be cementing his future in the United States, and who knows what else is coming down the pipeline. Who is going to succeed him? Is he going to get an extension, or is it going to just wash his hands off and let the next Asim Malik, who is the National Security Advisor as well as the director of the ISI? I think that one Asim to another, same to same, change to change also, that kind of thing could happen. Don't be surprised. Now, the reason for China stepping back, they are trying to recalibrate many of their overseas investments, anything to do with BRI, because China has essentially run out of money. I've been telling you about how China has been imposing capital controls, even paltry amounts. They are not able to disperse them right away. They want to break it up and give you in small parts. That tells you that things are not very good inside China. And plus, China is also looking at Pakistan's deepening financial challenges. They have never paid even the interest, leave alone the principal, for the money that they have borrowed from China. And what about Saudi Arabia? Well, we'll come to that in a separate episode. That's another interesting story. From 2015 to 2019, there was some progress, but then since then CPEC has lost momentum. In fact, it is believed that one of the reasons why Nawaz Sharif lost his job as the PM was that he had allocated some of the CPEC contracts to civilian contractors instead of to Fauji Foundation related contractors, and that got the army really riled up, and that's how Nawaz Sharif got pushed out. This is a story that is doing the round, but it is come from reliable sources, so I would not be surprised if that is true. So for nearly a decade, this mainline one financing has been discussed back and forth, and China could have done it, but I think China at the end of the day is looking its chops and saying, wait a minute, I'm not going to get much out of this. Maybe now that it has done the deal with Russia for its oil security, they might say, why do I care about what happens in Malacca Strait? My barges don't have to go through that. I can get oil through the pipeline from Russia. Again, that is going to take a few years though. It's not something that's going to, like a flick of a switch going to start working. So I have my doubts here, but at the same time, the big loser here is Pakistan. They had the last major CPEC project was the Gwadar East Bay Expressway, and that was inaugurated in 2022. They have an international airport in Gwadar, but no plane flies in or out from there. This is the sad situation. This is becoming like another Hamban Tota, and who knows what is going to happen there. So China is seeing that every investment that it puts in to other countries is leading to more and more ruin. And what about their military equipment? Well, Op Sindoor exposed them too. So this is a huge problem for China. Now what has also happened is that Pakistan has fallen behind on some of the power plants that China had built. These are most likely coal powered plants, and that debt also has to be rescheduled. What about Reko-Diq? The Reko-Diq has been developed by Barrick Gold, but this requires reliable rail lines from all the way to the mines to the port, which could be Gwadar or Karachi, and the expected output is close to 200,000 metric tons of copper annually. That is starting in 2028, and it's one of the largest untapped copper deposits. Washington has also shown interest in Pakistan's mineral wealth, and you also saw that Bitcoin craziness, or I should say digital coin craziness with the son of Trump and Asim Munir's government. So I think that's all a lot of gas. So this is the distance that it needs to go. Reko-Diq mine is very close to the border with Iran and Afghanistan, and from there they want to be able to do a rail upgrade from Karachi to Rohri, from where it connects to a branch from the mine area. And you can see there it's a formidable task. They're thinking that ADB is going to give them 410 million. I have my own doubts, because this is not something that ADB will just like that come in. India has about 6% stake there. India might raise some concerns also. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. At the same time, there are also security concerns, such as Baloch rebels who might be hitting these lines and not allowing any transportation of the copper deposits owed. So the ADB's involvement is still going on, but I have my doubt. So far for the energy sector, it is believed that ADB has approved $130 million, and Reko-Diq is central to Pakistan's strategy to attract investment. But how many of the people of other countries, even Barracks, I'm curious whether they are going to even extract 1 pound or 1 ounce of copper ore, leave alone 200 plus thousand tons of minerals. This is a real fear there. But let's take a look at what India is doing regarding this. India has expressed its concerns with ADB aid to Pakistan. India holds, like I said, 6.3 to 6.4%. It is the 4th largest share in ADB, and it has consistently raised concerns over the potential misuse of ADB aid packages to Pakistan, given increasing defense expenditure despite poor fiscal conditions. So India has made its stance very clear. They should not be getting this money. But if you can see, if you add up all the different pieces and components, it is coming to a big sum. But will the ADB actually disperse these things, or these are all just outlays for doing some things which will have to have some definite contractual obligations on part of Pakistan? I don't know. Like I said, it's like a money pit. Pakistan is like a money pit. No matter how much money you put in there, nothing ever comes out. Now, Pakistan's tax to GDP ratio is declining with low foreign exchange reserves, soaring double-digit inflation, and an ongoing economic crisis. I mean, they didn't really have a formal economy to begin with, and the informal economy is kind of lurching along. They used to get a fair amount of foreign exchange from Pakistani nationals working in other countries, but that also is dwindling very, very quickly. You know that Saudi Arabia has deported close to 80,000 Pakistanis, and so the numbers are becoming huge. I don't know what the other countries have done, but clearly nobody wants them for their work needs. While all this is going on, Pakistan has also applied for an IMF bailout, the 24th bailout. Now, this is also something that perhaps with the nudging of United States, they may get some money here, and who knows. The challenge that Pakistan has is that India is not going to allow that. India is going to protest, and also if you look at the FATF action points, Pakistan might get back again into the grey list of FATF, which could only mean more trouble for them. Pakistan's debt distress and security risks will likely continue to deter Beijing from large-scale investments. I think that era is over, and I don't think US is going to invest big in them because the tangible benefits are not there, just not there. China's pullback from mainline 1 marks a symbolic retreat from its most ambitious CPEC project. The baton is now passing to the ADB from China, and Reko-Diq mining exports is the urgent driver. We'll have to wait and see if anything fructifies from that. Pakistan is caught between China, US, and multilateral lenders, while India, as a key ADB shareholder, fears misuse of funds for Pakistan's military adventurism. So there you have it. Pakistan is facing more and more headwinds. Will they be able to extract some loans from the ADB? I think they have a better chance of getting it from IMF, although I'm also hearing even the IMF loans are coming with a lot of restrictions. You have to see tangible progress on the ground. So Pakistan is between the devil and the deep sea. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.